Hey, this is Mike Lindsay from Vital MX. I'm out here testing the Pro Circuit T6 full exhaust system for the 2024 Kawasaki KX450. Now, if you checked out our shootout, our first impression on the bike, and probably if you heard about anybody else's review on the bike, the new KX450 has a phenomenal chassis, pretty darn good suspension, good engine character, but it's kind of lacking on overall output. And I'm definitely very harsh against the bike. I'm a big Kawi guy. I'm enjoying the motorcycle, but I was not enjoying the stock output. So of course, because of Pro Circuit's relationship with Kawasaki, them having done the exhaust system for the MXGP team this year with Romain Febvre, they're the first ones to market with a complete system. I got this thing about 2 weeks ago. I put already about 8 to 9 hours on it. And I will say straight away, before I even start the review, this is one of the most impressive exhaust systems I have felt on a stock bike in a long time. I was warned by the guys at Kawasaki that, hey, stock system is pretty restrictive. You will notice a big difference when you get to try something, and they were not wrong. So first things first, out of the box, it's a fairly straightforward installation. It's a 2-piece stainless system. You have a head pipe, and then you have an exhaust can and mid pipe. They're 1 piece, very similar to the stock pipe. The quality of their system and the fitment is good. The only issue with installation is not on Pro Circuit. It's just the design of this new KX450. The new head stay bolts are behind the frame. They are not in the engine cradle area where you can access them. They are directly behind the frame. I did not realize that because I took this thing straight to the track, was gonna swap it at the track, start with my stock, go to my aftermarket PC system. I did not have a good wobble head extension or socket that would work. I was using an end wrench. Bad idea. So if you get one of these, I implore you, change it at home or look at it very carefully. Make sure you have the right tools when you bring it to the track, because getting the head pipe on and off is a little bit tricky with this bike. Again, nothing on the Pro Circuit system, it's just the way that Kawi has laid this thing out. The actual installation of their system and the quality and the fitment was everything I expect from Pro Circuit, all good there. Again, I have a T6 system, this is their stainless one. Weight is still a little bit less than stock. I mean, the stock can is just massive on this bike, so sound is a little bit louder. The stock system is very quiet, which is nice compared to stock Kawasaki's. The PC system is a little bit louder, but the tone and the sound of it is definitely much, much improved. It is much more pleasing to the ear. It's just a good sound. The stock power on the bike has a good initial torque feel. It is very linear, it isn't a very aggressive feel, and then it kind of has a little bit of a dead mid-range compared to the outgoing bike, but then it has really good top end. Again, that's talking about the stock power. My biggest complaint is there just wasn't enough mid-range meat, say from about 4,000 to 8,000, 9,000 RPM. The bike just feels lacking in softer conditions. Up here at higher elevation at Kahia, where I'm testing today, there's places there that the mid-range just didn't feel meaty enough. And then once you got it kind of through the mid-range, it would blow through the top really quick. It was a very weird power. I wanted the power to be longer, but I also wanted it to pick up quicker. The PC does exactly that. It's very similar right off the bottom. It does have a little bit more grunt and hit, but then the biggest gain is that mid-range, where I feel like it's lacking there for a 6,000 RPM spread. I would swear without dynoing this thing that we're up 2-3 horsepower. Very impressive, good torque feel, very strong, but also usable, very broad. It makes the gear feel longer, it makes second feel longer, and it makes third way more usable. On the stock bike, I really can't use third gear in a lot of corners. It's just so dead in the mid-range, it will not pick up. Even with a lot of clutch action, it's just kind of out of the corner. The PC, it's either there, or even in the couple times I need to get on the clutch a little bit, if I can get to pop up RPM, it'll catch into that power and just really pull all the way through the gear. So I'm able to use second more broader. It definitely pulls longer. It has a longer mid-range character. At the same time, I'm able to get into third a lot earlier. And that was one of my biggest complaints with the stock power is I was running second all the way to the rev limiter before I was shifting to third, almost like a 250. And now I can short shift it into third like a standard 450 should be. And even big open tracks, I can pop it up into fourth gear. It's just overall what I was hoping for this bike out of the box. So again, first system we tried for this bike, hands down for an exhaust system, I would highly recommend this thing. If I was on a Kawi, regardless of stock mapping, I'm also on a little bit more aggressive mapping that we did in our testing. I've tried it with both. The PC is just good across the board. I think anybody would enjoy the power gains out of this thing. And for me, one of by far the best bang for the buck exhaust. And I say that, all exhaust systems are getting pretty expensive these days on a full system. I mean best bang for the buck because of the difference it makes. This feels way more like doing an ECU with fuel and other things. Again, one of the biggest differences I have felt in an exhaust in probably 4 or 5 years. If you have any thoughts, questions, or comments about the exhaust, if you want to hear anything really specific, throw it in the comments section below. I'll get to answering it. As always, if you like these product reviews, the tech features we do, the shootouts, the breaking news, all that, give us a subscribe. It'd be nice.